12. Yeah. One of the founding distributors of Canada, and of course helped to bring Canada into so many other countries, bring Niken into so many other countries around the world. We're going to hear what Niken has done for him and for his family. So please welcome first to the stage, Alajandra
Gracias. Thank you very much. Well, I don't know why it's not working. Okay, no, it's okay. Okay, so here's my subject. It's what my Niken business means to me, and more important of that is what it could mean to you. So first, I want to talk a little bit about my background, so you can understand what it means to me. I studied communications, and when I was in college, I was taught to find a job. So when I graduated college, what did I do? Find a job. And I found a job in an American pharmaceutical, very big pharmaceutical company. It's Eli Lilly. And I work as a PR, public relations in the department. And then, of course, I fell in love, and I got married, and we both wanted to have children, and we did. And then I faced this decision whether I would be taking care of my children and spending time with them, but with zero income, or I could keep working and have an income, but have no time with my baby. So we both decided to go with the first option. So I was a stay-at-home full-time, and God blesses us with not one, not two, not three, but 4 children. And one day we were having dinner, my husband and I, and we started talking about our day and stuff, and then we were both quiet. And he looked at me and he asked, "Do you know how much a kilogram of carrots costs?" And I was like, "What?" He didn't mean to be mean, but I felt like he had nothing else to talk to me. And he was like, "What does she do? What does she do besides the children?" "Oh, she goes to the grocery store." So I might ask her a question that someone that goes to the grocery shop will answer. And I thought, then what's next? How much does a little of milk or the tomatoes? So then I knew I needed something else, something for me. So my mom invited me to be a mompreneur, and I thank God I said yes. I gave myself the opportunity, and I wasn't expecting much of my Niken business, because maybe some of you know, all my Nava family were before me in Niken. Gloria Nava is actually my aunt, Pia. And so I thought there was not much space for me, because Gloria, and Pauline, and Rebecca, and my mom, they have everything covered. but then I decided to say yes. And what this business means to me, first, is an activity that I love. And I feel blessed that when it's Monday morning, I am actually happy, because I like the things I do. I look forward to go to a meeting or to a 3-way call, or I like what I do. And I think that's a gift. I like it for 3 reasons. The first one is that it's something that challenges me. I am in, my major is in communications, and I have never created a more specific communication strategy than with my Niken business. Because it's a business of people. And it depends on how well you communicate the strategy, how well your team will implement that strategy. So for me, it's vital to have a very good communication strategy. So for me, it has been very challenging, more than any other thing I have ever done, excepting the children, of course. The second reason is it changes. Every month is different. At the beginning, I said, isn't that exhausting that you start every first of the month with 0 points? Every month, you have to start all over again. But then I think that's the beauty of Niken, that it's changing all the time. In Mexico, thanks to Jennifer, we have, every month is different. And I am actually looking forward for her conference because I know that will be something else for us and a lot of things to learn from her. So I like that it's constantly changing. I think in my other life, I was a teacher. I love to teach. When I lived in Indianapolis, I was a Spanish teacher, but I didn't like what I taught. In Niken, I love what I teach because I think with every seminar, every class, I'm changing someone's life, but what the things I am teaching them, I'm impacting their life, and I feel useful. When they show me the first sale or the first check or the first thing that they are successful, it's really what gives me the strength to go on. Okay. Another thing that I like is that it gives me freedom or flexibility in time. First is this time of flexibility, because I get to do the things that I like. I am a tennis player, and I get to play tennis every now and then when I like. It's my hobby, so I have the time to play tennis. And more important is I have time to be with my children, to enjoy them. Children are really fun to be with. And I thank God that I have the time and I'm witness of their growth. I pick them up from school. I help them with their homework. I know who their friends are. And because I have that flexibility in time. I also have financial freedom. I have, of course, money because of my Niken business. I chose the car I wanted to buy. Both Annas will show you a BMW or a Mercedes. I need a car where I can fit 4 children, so that's it. And before, my husband, he was the one who decided where we were going to be on vacation because he was paying for the vacation. So I had to say yes to every idea or every place he wanted to go. And I'm grateful. But it's nice to have the money and say, you know what? I want to go to Machu Picchu. and I'm paying for that trip. Do you want to come with?
Yes.
Because I can afford that trip. Of course he said yes. And last year I had the opportunity to pay a very exclusive resort in Puerto Vallarta with my mother. It was a trip with my mother. We were pampered in spa and very fancy restaurants and a very fancy room with Niken products. The hotel had Niken products, and I'm glad I did that because she died 11 months after that trip. So I thank God that I had that opportunity to pamper my mom, and I paid for everything. And then, when you have a combination of time and money, you can help also others to become what they want. I have at home 2 talented gymnasts. Do you say that? Gymnasts? And they practice for 4 hours each day, Monday through Saturday, and it is expensive. It is expensive, the outfit they wear. I don't know the name in English, in Spanish is leotardo. And of course, every tournament, every competition, I have to pay for. And it's not one competitor, there are 2 competitors. And I have the time to drive them here and there, and the money, so they can become whatever they want. I also have 2 not so talented soccer players. but it also takes time. They also want to go to practice. They also get to wear their uniforms, their soccer shoes that are not cheap. And they wear them like for 3 months, and they destroy them, and then I have to buy another one. So I am very, very grateful. I have this flexibility of time and money, so I can make my dreams come true, but also my children's dreams come true. Another thing that my Niken business has given me is peace of mind. Because before Niken, my husband, he works for Eli Lilly as well, and he has his income, but it doesn't depend on him. But he can be laid off any minute, and no one will save his position for any one of our sons or daughters. So I'm glad we don't have all our income, or as we say in Mexico, all our eggs in one same basket. So that gives me peace of mind to have my money. I will not depend on my children. I will not depend on my father. I have that independence, and for me it's nice to have that peace of mind, because one thing I know is that I am going to get old. And when that happens, I will have the money to live the life I want to live. Of course, another thing that the business has given to me is to make new friends. And I'm not talking only about friends in Mexico. This business has given me friends from all over the world. In this picture are friends from Colombia, our friends from Costa Rica, our friends from Peru. And to travel and get to know these people, and friends from US, and Canada. So it's nice to talk and try different things and get to know different people, different culture. I think that's very nice. And the last thing I want to say, this business has given me the opportunity to visit new places. And a few of them I have paid for them, but most of them have been all expenses paid by Niken. So for example, I went to Hawaii. That's the picture over there with the turtle at the bottom. I went to Hawaii. I went to Japan. And if God wants me to, I'm going to Italy next month. And also I have a picture with my children, because Niken has paid me 4 trips with my children. And because of how many we are, I was always pregnant, or I was breastfeeding, we used to travel a lot by car to the same beach resort, which is nice, and I'm grateful for that. But when I said to my children, and we stayed in an apartment where we had to cook and wash the dishes, and not such great a vacation for me, of course. But that's what, in that moment, that's what we had. And it was fun, and it was fine. But when I won this first trip, all expenses paid, to Cancun with my children, they were like, are we flying there? All of us? Because we were used to drive. Yes, we're flying. And then when we're at the beach, and it was an all-inclusive resort, can I order a piña colada? Are you sure? Yeah, go ahead, drink your piña colada. So for that, and those trips helped me to involve my family, because in those trips my family would ask, how many people won this trip? What did you do in order to win this trip? What is a silver? How many points? What's a point? So at the end, I started in a dinner talking about Niken to my children. And of course it helped me, because when I'm on the phone with a client, I'm like, do you want to go to the trip? So be quiet. So it helped me too, because they are like, shh, because we are going on a trip. So it's very nice that I have traveled with my family to Puerto Vallarta, to Huatulco, Cancun, Riviera Maya, and this year probably to Los Cabos with my children paid by Niken. And I want to finish with this. Time will pass. And the actions and the decisions you make right now will impact how you'll see your business in 5 years. These pictures over here, the first one at the top, was taken in 2014. That's how my team looked by then. But 5 years passed, and because all of us put effort and time, and we kept working, the second picture below was taken like 2 weeks ago. That's how my team looks right now. And of the picture above, 100% of the people that kept active now are golds, platinums. I think there's 4 diamonds in that picture and 2 royal diamonds in that picture. So, one of them is here, Gabi, stand up. So this will be my advice for you. You will hear how to build this business in the other part of the event. Pay attention and get to practice what you're learning in this event, because those actions will get you with a big team, a big income, big flexibility of time and money. And the good thing, as I see it, the best is yet to come. Thank you.